What's going on? Fair warning. Fair warning for about the next 7 days. I don't care if you like it or not. The banjos are going away, and my show will start and end with the 2 best Christmas songs of all time. If you're not one of those people that doesn't love Christmas, it's going to be a long week for you. The banjos are going bye-bye. The big guy loves Christmas music. What's up, new guy? My name's James, better known as the Degenerate 75, a man who is here to help you get a little bit better at DFS because I know a little secret that not a lot of people will tell you called this shit's tough. You're doing a lot of stuff wrong, and you don't even know what you're doing wrong. So if you want picks and plays because you're bored on a Monday afternoon and you want to play some Monday Night Football tonight, this ain't the show for you, bro. There's a million other ones, though. That's the good news. But if you want to learn about the process, how to play the game, you might have just found the right show. If you find you like the cut of my jib, check out that schedule because the big guy's a slut this week. I'm going to have to get an STD check with this schedule that I'm doing. With the NFL having like games every day for eternity now, we're going, look at the schedule. This is different this week, okay? I know you guys like to be here for the streams. I give shit away. I'm not a poor. You like to hear all the information, so here we go. There is a 2-game slate on Saturday, all right? And so I'm going to do a stream Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Be there, you motherfathers, all right? I got to get college football locked, get all my college football tryhard guys in, and then we're straight to NFL. Saturday night, I'm still doing the Touchdown Hoedown, the main show for the Sunday NFL 9-game slate. But this is where it gets filthy. Sunday night, I'm going to be doing a live stream, 7:30. Of course, these are all in the Lord's time zone. And I'm going to be doing that 3-game Monday slate, which I believe, I think that's fucking Christmas, right? I believe Monday is Christmas. So there you go. Weird schedule coming up. Snap a picture of that right now with my face. Hold on. All right, there you go. So now you have the schedule ready. You're good to go, okay? Okay. For every 50 likes we get over here, I will be giving away a ticket. Let me get the Fat Kid fan on me real quick. Oh, yeah. Get on me, fan. And for every 50 likes we get, I will be giving away a ticket tonight to doing this. Rob Jack still sponsoring because he gave me so much sponsorship money so you guys can have tickets. Eric will be sponsoring this weekend. Shut your mouth, Eric, all right? Okay, let's get to it, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, new guy. New guy, I like the cut of your jib. I can already tell. Somehow you found me on December 21st on a what is it, Thursday? I think I said Monday. Thursday Night Football. This is what happens when you get into the content space. It all fucking blurs together. All right, here we go. Let's talk a little contest selection. Of course, I don't have my tab set up. That is for those guys that come into these streams prepared. I literally just run in here and hit record, all right? That's all I do. All right, looking tonight. Oh, I got a little freeski ticket. I don't even know how the hell I got a free ticket. Man, look at this. The half a millionaire maker. 40% to first. No. Oh, shit. Look at that. DraftKings, I apologize. Look at this. Only 300,000 to first on a 1.25 million price pool. That's only 24%. Yes, you can check my math. I excel at it. That is surprising, right? That almost makes this piece of shit playable, right? I mean, if you're one of those, I might even splash around in that. Damn, bruh. That's not bad. Usually we see these things be 40, 50% legit go to first place. So the fact that it's only 24%, you know, I hate lotteries. You still got to beat 98,000 people. But at least if you do, there's some good prizes up there. Don't hate it, Bob. All right. I apologize, DraftKings. I just assumed that you'd make donkey dick lottery contests for the big Thursday Night Football game. That's my bad. As always, man, I'm not going to go through all these. New guy, go fucking watch all my old shows, all right? I talk about contest selection. It's basically this. Get into contest. I prefer ones under 5,000 people. I prefer the 10% rule. I only like first to get 10% of the entire prize pool. I like second to be at least a half of first and 10th to be at least 10% of first. Those balanced payout structures are so much more sustainable, all right? You want to know a contest that has a really good payout structure? Mine, you motherfather. Go hop in it right now. Editor, just put it right over there in the chat. I see it right now. Go get in there. This is for the Sunday main slate, all right? This ain't for tonight. You're like, Dak Prescott ain't even playing tonight. No shit, new guy. This is for Sunday, all right? So go hop in this. It's a $5 3 max reduced rate, flat payout structure, everything you want in a contest. Get in there. Shit's been filling quick. I appreciate you guys for not ever making me have to be like, please fill my shit, baby, all right? So thank you guys for doing that. If you haven't heard the big guys getting into prop picks, we have in 2024, I'm giving them away free right now, and I'm going to have a less than $10 package in 2024 because the fucking rate that some of these people charge for their prop picks is stupid. All right. What you need to know about prop picks. We are just doing these picks are not based on emotions or feelings, right? We're literally just taking our projections, which were some freaking tryhards when it comes to projections, right? We're just in there, projections, I love them. And then we look and we see, well, where are the Vegas lines the most off from how our projections are showing this game to be? And then we just bet. And we've hit 8 of our last 9 for the season. We're at 69%. Nice. You can go track them all if you want. I don't give a shit. You can do these in a multitude of ways. You can go on Underdog and Price Picks and make these part of parlays. I actually like betting them individually. I've really gotten hooked on betting these individually. Not that you can bet in my state, but if I did, I am betting them individually, and I like it a lot more because 2 out of 3 is still a very good winning night whenever you're betting these individually. But you also have to have access to a sportsbook, which we don't have in Oklahoma. Which we don't have. Do we, guy in the back? Okay, you don't have access to shit. Sit down. All right. Here's 3 that we like tonight. First of all, Alvin Kamara under 4.5 receptions. I know all of you are saying, nope, him's going to get 15 catches. And hims might get 15 catches. He's done it more than once this year, I swear. But there's a couple things you need to realize about old Alvin Kamara, all right? First of all, the Rams is a sneaky tough matchup for him, right? Second of all, you need to realize that whenever Olave, Taysom Hill, Juwan Johnson, the whole team has been active, all of their other receivers, it hasn't just been checked down to Alvin Kamara time. And you also need to understand 4.5 receptions is a fucking lot, right? He's going to have to catch 5 balls to get the over on that. I don't think you can catch 4.6. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to be taking the under on 4.5 receptions. There's just a good chance that he could probably only get as few as 3 or 4 targets. This is not going to be just one of those check down games, I assume. There is a chance he could get there, but we're only projecting him at 3.2 receptions. And if he's projected at 3.2, that gives us a nice buffer for him to hit the under on 4.5 receptions. Number 2, Derek Carr over 33.5 pass attempts, right? If you just look at the game flow, you look at the totals, you look at the implied projections that Vegas is giving us with the totals, it is likely that the Rams are going to be getting ahead. I told you, I was the first one ringing this motherfather bell whenever Karen Williams came back. I know he came back complaining about shit, but I told you he would make the Rams offense different, and he has. The Rams look like the old Rams. Matthew Stafford has found the fountain of youth, and it literally is nothing other than they have a badass running back. That's what old Karen does, okay? And because of that, I think the Rams are likely to be playing from ahead tonight, which means Derek Carr's going to have to be passing the peel around, right? Now, notice we didn't go with completions because there is the little simple fact that Derek Carr fucking sucks, but we do like the over on his pass attempts, not the completions. And the last one, old Tyler McHiggles, all right? Higbee is back, and I think people forget he is definitely the 3rd target on this team, right? You've got Kupp, you've got Nakua, kind of 1A, 1B, but then Tyler Higbee is definitively the 3rd. I know DeMarcus Robinson got his donkey dick chalk touchdown last week, whatever. He gets 2 targets a game. They design plays for Higbee. He will probably get no less than 5 targets, and at 5 targets, he converts that into 3 or 4 catches. He will almost certainly get the over on 23.5 receiving yards. Those are the prop picks we like tonight. I encourage you to bet them or just track them. See if there's any legitimacy to them. And then for $9.99, under $10 in 2024, we're going to have this package. Or for all my all access members, which almost all my members are all access, you just get this shit for free because I love you, motherfathers. All right. I know I've got your focus right now. We're about to get to the stone, right? But I'd be remiss, guys. You need to know this, new guy. And all you guys who have found me during football season, I love you like a fat kid loves a cake, okay? But please, all right, you got to remember, I used to be a fantasy football guy. That's all I knew. But then I found this motherfather called Pat Mayo, and I was watching his football show, and he's like, hey, check out golf. I'm like, what in the hell is PGA DFS? That shit sounds fake. It's not. It's real, and it's awesome. And I am the biggest try-hard PGA DFS guy. Please just look at me. Give it a shot. It will be back in January before you know it, and golf DFS is so much fun. Just try it. Please try it, right? You follow my content. I'll still be doing YouTube shows, and I promise you will like it. I got so many people last year who knew nothing about PGA DFS who found me during football season. I got them into PGA DFS, and now they're addicted. It is such a different burn, right? It is such a different sweat, and there's so much more game to play. And you want to know a little secret? There's not a million smart people in PGA DFS telling everybody how to do this shit. There's like 2 smart people in PGA DFS telling people how to do it, right? So you're not playing near as many. The average person at PGA DFS is so much dumber. All right, I'm just telling you. Come check it out. Look, Ron's playing. You should play, motherfather. All right, let's get over to the Rosetta Stone. Yes, this is the Rosetta Stone. This is what I offer all my members over on D1075.com. And what is it? Well, it basically takes everything you need to know and puts it in a place where you can easily, readily make informed decisions about the game. This is what the actual one looks like, right? We color if they're cash or high upside. We put their ownership, their salaries, projected points, their ceiling, their points per dollar, their optimal rate, how often they're showing up in the optimal, their optimal leverage, their captain rate, all of that, their snaps, their targets, their rush game, and then we even put the projections over here, right? So you got the actual projections. So that's all on the stone, but this is the YouTube. I'm a poor version, so you're going to take the black and white one. You're going to like it, new guy. All right, here we go. First of all, this is what everybody does. I watch these other DFS shows, well, as much as I can fucking stomach, and this is all it's going to be. I've got a sneaky play for you tonight. Let me tell you about Keith Kirkwood. It's going to be stupid shit like that, right? You want to know who's the $200 punt who's going to break the slate tonight? I mean, that all has a place. I'm not saying that you shouldn't value that information. I'm just saying that's like fourth or fifth on the list of shit that you should value when it comes to breaking down the slate tonight. I'm going to start with the holy trinity of things that you should consider that people do not spend enough time on when it comes to NFL single game showdown. All right, number one, as always, just roster composition, which is you only get 6 guys in your lineup, right? So how are you going to break that up? On a slate like this, the majority of people are going to do this. They will be 3-3 builds, meaning 3 Saints, 3 Rams, or because the Rams are slightly favored as they are the home team tonight, they are going to be 4 Rams and 2 Saints. Those will by far be the most common build. Something like 50 to 60% of all lineups will be one of those 2 builds. Another 10 to 15% will be 4-2 Saints builds. And then what will be pretty rare tonight will be people building 5-1 Rams or 5-1 Saints builds, right? And so when you know that, you right there, without giving any consideration to the plays, you can get so much different than the field simply just by how you compose your roster, right? My dude Eric won last week simply by running a 5-1. He ran what? He ran Jalen Hurts and then 5 of the other. Who the hell were they playing? Whatever slapdick team the Eagles beat the other night. Did they even win? I don't know. I quit watching. I got tilted as balls. Hold on. Who was it? I played the quarterback. Who the hell was the quarterback? Somebody in the chat tell me. This is bothering me now. Who, the backup fucking quarter? Oh, Gino. It was the Seahawks. Jesus. There we go. And I didn't even see it in the chat, so shut your mouth. All right. So that's number one. I think if you want to get different tonight, the first thing you ask yourself, is there a way that the Saints could win this game or be competitive? And if you think so, I think you, right off the bat, you could consider 4-2 and 5-1 Saints builds, especially if you're willing to put a Saint at the captain. If you think the Rams are going to whoop that ass, which I think is a very real narrative tonight, I think this line's a little closer than it should be. I think the Rams are playing really good football, and I know a little thing called the Saints fucking suck because Derek Carr's their quarterback. All right, so if you think that, well, then maybe run a 5-1 Rams to the Ram at the captain, and that's going to get you vastly different than a lot of lineups without having to play like, I've heard of this sneaky guy called Ronnie Rivers. He's going to break the slate tonight. Whatever. Okay, trying to pick those. You know, I saw that, what was it? Will Dissly ended up being a part of the nutted lineup the other night, that punt tight end. That is why sometimes those punt tight ends can matter, and knowing who that punt guy is. But it is not near as important as if you just built your roster going with a 5-1 Seahawks over Eagles. People did not win. My dude Eric did not win the main GPP because he played Will Dissly. Will Dissly had 2.9 points. He won it because he did a 5-1 Seattle build, and nobody did a 5-1 Seattle build, right? And then he also had the stones to go put Hurts as the 1 captain, so the 1 was from the other team. That's called playing the game. All right, number 2, simply just think about the game script. How do you think this is going to play out? It's in a dome. Both of these teams are notorious for getting in shootouts when they have all their weapons, and by and large, both of these teams do have their weapons tonight, and you can see Vegas is already giving us, 46.5-point line tonight? So with that, I think that, the shootout narrative is going to be pretty popular, and in shootout narratives, quarterbacks and wide receivers tend to outpace defenses, kickers, tight ends, and running backs, right? So then right there, maybe you could just go play a counter narrative. Maybe this game's going to be a bit sloggy tonight, right? Maybe the score's 17-13, and it is a kickers and defense kind of night. Maybe the Rams beat the shit out of them. Maybe it's 28-3 in the fourth quarter, and the only person you wanted to play from New Orleans was their kicker. That was their one run back because he got a 53-yard field goal for 5 points, right? So picking the right script can also be very important. That's number 2 in the Holy Trinity after roster composition. And then number 3 is this. Spend the most time thinking about your captain. The captain makes or breaks slates, okay? So if you can nail the right captain, especially if you can nail a leveraged captain, that is a nutted play, all right? If you're thinking, I've got this sneaky play tonight. I'm going to play Karen Williams at captain. Bro, everybody's playing Karen Williams at captain tonight, okay? The guy's a badass. He is in an awesome script. They're likely to be ahead. He's involved in every aspect. You're not getting different playing. I'm not saying don't play Karen Williams at captain. I'm just saying if you think you're being sneaky doing that, you're lying to yourself, bro. Cooper Kupp, Nakua, these guys are going to be very popular at captain. Hell, even Olave at 8,600, which is just a gross underpricing, is going to be popular at captain tonight. So then who becomes these leverage captains I'm talking about? And by the way, all of those guys I just said, Olave, Kupp, Nakua, Karen Williams, if they fit your script, run them at captain. I'm not saying don't run those guys at captain. All of those guys are very viable captain plays. That's why they're going to be the 4 most popular. I'm just saying, if you are not in love with any of those guys, or you have a script that maybe is different than everybody else, well, then you can gain some real leverage by playing some of these high upside combustible captains, right? I call them the Devonta Smiths because they either get you 4 points or 36. That's all the motherfather knows how to do. So who are some of these guys I'm talking about? These high leverage captains. Derek Carr and Matthew Stafford right off the bat. Everybody sees these guys as just pocket passing quarterbacks that are only going to get there if they throw 3 touchdowns and 300 yards. And that's really not that wrong. Like, that's probably correct. But they could do that, right? Especially with this total. So playing quarterbacks, it's, these are quarterbacks. Pocket passing quarterbacks especially almost always offer you that high leverage upside that in the captain spot that you're not going to get, because people don't like to play quarterbacks in the captain spot because they tend to cost a lot. And if they don't offer that ability to get rushing touchdowns like Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen or something like that, they a lot of times will not make enough. They will not score enough points to justify those price tags. But there are other ones. Alvin Kamara is another guy, just grossly overpriced. And I think he's a guy that, like, if you're wanting to play a contrarian captain, Alvin Kamara is a guy you consider, right? No one is going to play Alvin Kamara at captain when they could go play Karen Williams for $400 more, right? So he becomes a high leverage captain, right? And then there's also guys like, Taysom Hill is the ultimate. Like, oh my God. Taysom Hill to me is just one of those guys. I'm only playing him 2 ways. He's either my captain or he's not on my lineup. That's it, right? I don't want him in the flex, because he's probably going to have one of those games where he busts a 30-yard touchdown run. Maybe they run some trick play and he throws one, and then all of a sudden he has gotten there, and he's gotten there only $9,900 because that is his captain price, which is very, very cheap for the captain and gives you a ton of money for the rest of your lineup, right? So those are the big 3 rules you need to consider when you're building your lineup. Now, this is not to say that who the plays are doesn't matter. So let's talk about these plays. Let's talk about some injuries, and let's get to it, all right? Then I will answer your questions at the end. Looks like we're almost to 100 likes over here. Get me to 100 likes so I can give away 2 tickets on, who is it? Rob Jack, and I'm going to drink some cold brew because the big guy, he needs it. He needs it. I'm not fired up today. All right, here we go. Running down, starting with New Orleans, the road team. They, if Jameis Winston was starting for the Saints tonight, I'd be out in the streets dancing naked. They'd have to take me to jail because I'd be so excited. I'm a Jameis Winston truther. I don't think he's a good NFL quarterback, but I think he's a fun as shit NFL quarterback, which usually means good fantasy football. But we're stuck with Derek Carr again, okay? And Derek Carr, we know what he is. Like, 80% of games he blows donkey dick, and 20% of games he's like sneaky good. Which one are we going to get tonight? I have no idea. But there is a good chance they are going to be in a script where he is going to be passing a lot, and they're going to have to be aggressive. I assume that the Rams will likely score 24 plus points tonight, and if that is the case, that is going to keep the Saints having to be aggressive to keep pace. At the running back spot, Alvin Kamara, I don't know what to do with Alvin Kamara, okay? Whenever he's their only option, he seems to be a pretty good play. But when you have Olave and Taysom Hill and Juwan Johnson and all these guys back, I think that hurts him. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be game scripted out. It doesn't mean he's not going to be involved. I think he's just a little overpriced for what role we're expecting him to have tonight. So because of that, I think he can be a good leverage play. I also think he becomes very interesting if the Saints get ahead, right? I think that he gets pretty interesting. And you probably even come up with one where if the Saints get behind, they're just doing a lot of dump-offs to him. But I am a little leery of that. There's always a path to playing Jamal Williams. Maybe he finally starts getting those goal line carries again. You know he's going to get 8 to 9 touches tonight. And if he can just find the end zone once, he can often get there. At wide receiver, Olave's the man, right? Olave is the dude. He is a dude. And they got to get, if this game shoots out tonight, I have a hard time not seeing how Chris Olave doesn't get there. Rashid Shaheed is another one of those guys just grossly overpriced at $7,000, but weirdly enough, that would actually make me like him as a captain because Rashid Shaheed basically is going to get 4 targets tonight, and probably 2 of them will be over 50 yards. He catches 1 of those or 2 of those, and 1 goes into the end zone, and he manages to get the 100-yard game. He could get there, right? He's one of those guys that's legit going to be 2% owned at captain, and if you think that this is going to be a shootout or they're going to be going deep to him, he's that kind of guy. The rest of these Saints wide receivers, people are going to, A.T. Perry had that nice catch last week, right? Lynn Bowden, he's a junior. That's got to mean something. Like, just stay away. I mean, I'm not giving any consideration to these guys. Punt Saint wide receivers, I'm out, right? If I'm going to play a cheaper Saint, I'm going to play a guy like Juwan Johnson at tight end, who's on the field more than those other ass clowns and actually gets targeted. He is a guy that's trending up. Yes, I know Taysom Hill is active, but let's not forget Taysom Hill, yes, he plays tight end, but he also does just as much coming in and stealing quarterback run plays and stuff like that, especially once they get inside the 10-yard line. So if I'm going to play a cheap pass catcher from the Saints, I'd rather just play like a Jawan Johnson over those slapdick wide receivers. Jimmy Graham, I think I heard the stat that he has 6 catches this year and 4 of them are touchdowns. If you want to chase that, go right on ahead. If he were $200, I might be open to it, but I am not open to it at 16. If the indoors, I never mind kickers in indoor conditions, especially if you think this game, say that you think this game is going to be 27-9. Well, there's a very good chance that the Saints kicker getting 3 field goals will be in a nutted lineup, right? That's 28-9 or 27-9 Rams, right? And the Saints defense will be low owned. And anytime a defense is low owned, you never know. Right? And $3,400, that's a pretty nice price. Once again, that would be a very contrarian narrative. So make sure it fits your narrative. Don't just throw that defense in there blindly. Make sure it's fitting your narrative, right? That they're playing from ahead and that Matthew Stafford's having to throw the ball a lot. That would probably be the best one. Moving over to the Rams, Matthew Stafford has looked good, Bob. Ever since old Karen Williams got back, Karen's been complaining about everything. Matthew Stafford hasn't been complaining about shit. He looks good. This looks like the old Rams offense. Cooper Kupp, I was all over last week. Almost had a nice GPP hit, but McLaurin likes to be tackled at the 1, dickhead. But you could just see Cooper Kupp trending. I know Puka Nacua is the man, but Matthew Stafford has eyes for one guy, and it's a little short white dude named Cooper Kupp, all right? He is definitively the number 1 wide receiver. Now, because of that, I do think that Cooper Kupp is going to probably be a little bit higher owned than Puka Nacua, but Puka Nacua, you could make the argument maybe this is the game where it transitions back to him, and he gets the touchdown variance, and he gets the big touchdown tonight, and or the big catch for 60 yards, which, almost gets him the 100-yard bonus, and at $1,400 cheaper, that ain't nothing, Bob. Demarcus Robinson priced up to $5,400. I mean, the guy actually has a role. He is definitively their 3rd wide receiver now, and he gets red zone targets, which are super, super valuable. But I will tell you, the guy doesn't get a lot of targets, and at $5,400, he almost becomes touchdown dependent. Skoranek, Atwell, once again, you can play these guys, but I'm just telling you, there's better places to get your money in than on 4th and 5th wide receivers for these teams. I don't want to skip over the running backs. I am thinking Ronnie Rivers is probably going to be inactive tonight, so Karen Williams is probably going to be out on the field bitching about shit, probably like 80% of the plays. For the 20% he is out, I'm guessing we will see some Royce Freeman. Karen Williams has an unbelievable role in the passing game, in the rushing game, in the goal line. He checks every box you want. And a little fact called he's really good at American football. That's an important fact to remember. So is there a way of fading him? There's always a way to fading anybody in a single game of Showdown, right? But if you think the Rams are going to get up and control this game, I have a hard time seeing Karen Williams not at least being a flex play in a winning type lineup, right? So instead of playing maybe some of those Rams slapdick wide receivers, just look at the tight ends, right? I'm telling you, Higbee at $5,800, he's a little overpriced. I don't know that he's overpriced, but he's going to be perceived as being overpriced because to me, he is definitively the 3rd wide receiver on this team. Yes, even ahead of Demarcus Robinson. He is going to get more targets than Demarcus Robinson tonight. I would probably bet good money on that. I don't love that, Davis Allen, Bryce Hopkins, they kind of had their chance and they're just like, they're Jags. They're just a guy, right? So whatever on those guys. But if you need those cheap punts, you can always consider them. And I think the Rams defense at $3,800 is going to be wildly popular. They're at home. They're playing Derek Carr, who is a train wreck. And then that's just such an easy piece, especially if you're going 5-1 Rams. I don't see how you would not have the kicker or the defense or both in your lineup. And I've already told you, anytime a kicker is indoors, I'm always open to them. The reason I might like the Saints kicker a little bit more than the Rams kicker is just because I think the Rams will be more efficient in the red zone tonight than will the Saints. There you go, guys. That is the 160. We're already 102 likes, 168 people in here. Let's go. That's 14 times 12. Can confirm. So that is it. Let's get to the questions. Let's get to these. Editor, while I'm going through the spiel, why don't you go ahead and draw the 2 names? Takes you a hot freaking second. Anyways, guys, I'm telling you, the time is running out. Come check out DGen75 before the end of the year. You're going to want to get in 2023. We're doing NFL right now. All the college football season. PGA is going to be right here. Everything you need. I'm adding props. I'm adding NASCAR. Everything is coming in 2024. The little site that could is just blowing the fuck up. Big shout out to all of my winners. You won't see me flexing on my wins. This is about the community. My dude King in the North just keeps running up those tickets. Eric chopping the main one. And you're like, hey, man, where's all them $20,000 and $50,000 hits you always have on there? Guys, I don't give a shit about how much you win, right? A lot of these guys right here that are winning $1,100 and $400 and $200 and $50, this is literally 10x, 50x what they're playing, right? I don't ever win 50x. I never win 50x my money. So if you're playing $5 a week and you hit $250, that's freaking exciting. 50x is exciting. 10x is exciting. And if you get excited about it, that's what I'm here for. It's not always about, oh man, you won $50. You think that's a big deal. It is a big deal if you play $1. And that is what I love about my community. It's not just all these big ringers who, always have these big screenshots. We have guys that are just learning how to play and getting their first 10x hits, 25x hits, 50x hits. And those are really, really exciting because you can't do that without a good process. They're learning how to play the game and it's fun to hit a sweat. And if winning $50 gets you excited, you best fucking believe it gets me excited, okay? So there you go. Shout out to all my winners. Thank all of you for flying the flag. A lot of flag flying mother fathers on there. You gotta love them. You gotta love them. Oh yeah, and I have the best tool in all of NFL DFS called the Rosetta Stone. We put it out for every single slate, college football, PGA, NFL, and it has everything you need so you can make informed decisions, right? I also do behind the paywall streams, everything you need, and I do it all without fucking price gouging you. Imagine that. Imagine that. All right, there you go. Once again, guys, I'm telling you, golf is only 2 weeks away. Please come check it out. Just check it out. Just watch my stream one time, right? Paulie's going to be on there. Guy in the back will be there. We make a whole fucking to-do about it. Please check out golf. Please, please, please. All right, moving on. Oh, and at the top of the hour, don't forget to go check out my dudes over at Ship It. That's going to be Title Hoop Tambo breaking down the Thursday night football game. It is not the Giants in San Francisco. That's an old thumbnail, but that is them. I can confirm. Their faces have not changed, even if the game has. All right? Can we smile, Tambo? What are we doing? Can I get a smile, Tambo? Always so serious. That guy just all business all the time. All right, editor, who's our winners? I got Drew Johnson in the house. Drew, hey, man, we might get to 150 likes today. We get to 150, we'll do a third drawing. We will do a third drawing. All right, I'm getting back over here to the stone. Editor refuses to draw two names. There we go. Michael Aguileno? Lionel. Aguilino. I don't know how to say it. Okay, I'm just a stupid black boy from Oklahoma. You give me that. That's too many vowels, right? If that name was on Wheel of Fortune, Michael, I would say, can I buy a consonant? All right, because that's too many vowels. That's too many vowels. I can't say it, right? All right, moving on. So hey guys, by the way, just reach out to me. You can DM me on Twitter. I will respond because I'm not like famous and like don't have time to return DMs. So like, just reach out to me. I'm just that normal slapdick dude. I'm nothing special. I will return your DM. I'll probably do it pretty quickly after I get done at the gym because I'm like a gym bro and it's leg day, so I like gotta go lift legs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to these questions, you motherfucker. Let the big guy reload the cold brew. I'm answering your questions till I'm out of here. Let's get to it, Bob. First question. All right, Blood Robot says, I've chosen to fade Puka and Kamara, my build's question is, who is a more viable captain, Cup or Karen? Honestly, I think that they, Blood Robot, are exactly the same. I truly do. I think that those guys both have all the upside you want. I think they both have incredible floors. So I think the question is this. You're going to have to ask yourself, how do you think this game is more likely to go? Is this going to be that the Rams get ahead early and are running the ball a lot? Or is this a bit more of a shootout game and where Cup is going to get, 10 catches or something? If you think Cup's going to get 10 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown, he will likely outpace Karen Williams, okay? But if you think that they get ahead and they go pretty conservative, Karen Williams will likely outpace Cup. That would be my take. Jarvis Elder, very young man. Who wins tonight? Do you think 4-2 Saints makes you different than... Oh, definitely. Jarvis, here's just a great rule of thumb. Anytime you're willing to play 4-2 from the underdog team, which the underdog team tonight is the Saints, you'll almost always be different, sir. What are your thoughts on taking the Rams at -4? I mean, if you made me bet on this game tonight, I would take the Rams. I think the Rams are going to beat their ass. But you know what? And the funny thing is on these primetime games, I'm almost always an underdog guy, right? I always play the underdogs. But I do kind of feel like the Rams are going to whoop that ass tonight. But I also play much more DFS than I do sports betting. So you got to keep that in mind, Snoop Loop. I do not come off like I'm a line betting pro. Now, we are pretty good at props. I won't lie about that. But you'll never hear me say I hit 75% of all my line bets. No, you don't, you lying piece of shit. All right, fade both quarterbacks is a good play on this game. I think, yes, big deal. I think that these are two quarterbacks you can definitely fade. I never mind fading quarterbacks on Showdown, especially when they don't have rushing upside. And these two guys run slower than three-legged turtles, right? With three-legged turtles with a twisted ankle, all right? So you can fade them. But I don't think you're going to be the only person who's thought of that. Do you think this is going to be a slog game? I really do not. If I had to guess a score, I would guess something like 28-20 Rams. That would kind of be my guess, Tweezy. But I'm fucking wrong all the time. Like, this is why I don't project games. I project how to play games. Are you worried about Karen Williams against the Saints rush defense? I mean, the Saints rush defense, I remember that being a thing. By the way, Beetlebane, don't recognize your name. Welcome, new guy. That was a big thing at the start of the year. Oh, Saints run defense, really good. But, like, you can look. It is not continued. That narrative is not continued. So, no, I'm not. Does the leverage column in the stone refer to ownership, points per dollar, a value of both? Yeah, so right here, whenever you look at the leverage, is just simply how much they showed up in the optimizer, and then you take that number minus their ownership. So a guy like Easton Stick last week, we had him in the optimal lineups 45% of the time. He was 42% owned, so he is a positive 2.2, right? Whereas a guy like Eckler, we had in the optimal 51, but he was going to be 53% owned, so he was a negative leverage play, if that makes sense, bro. Big guy, we thinking Higbee or Hill is captain for all the dollars. Oh, that's a good one. I think Higbee is about as low as I would go at captain tonight, but I think they're both pretty viable. I think I like Hill's upside more, but also just be ready to burn in flames. That guy could get 3 points tonight. It ain't gonna shock anybody, Bob. Lunch with Uncle DJ, and let's go. We lock in Kamara tonight. You know what, Nick? I am so anti-Kamara. Let's do it. I hate him, so he'll go crazy. Happy Christmas. Snowy says, happy Christmas from all your Irish friends. Hey, I did that big survey last week, and somebody said, you need to give more love to the Sierra Europeans. I have no idea what country it's from, so he just gets a generic whatever the hell that was. So happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Who says happy Christmas? Yeah, Irish people. Y'all are weird. I'm kidding. I love you. Okay, I use Irish Spring soap. I'm kidding. It's not good soap. All right, do we have enough faith in Carr to keep it competitive? I don't, but I have enough faith in NFL teams to keep it competitive, right? The Carr is just part of the team. And maybe we get Jameis Winston by the second quarter. Am I right? Okay. Do you think this will be a 5-1 build tonight? Do you think this will still be a 5-1 build? Ooh, I never said that. I think 4-2 is going to be the winning lineup. But once again, I'm pulling that directly out of my ass, Tweezy. All right, seems most builds will be expensive. Rams, cheap Saints. Thoughts on Flippy? Yeah, I like that, Jerry. That's a good take. I do think people will spend up on the Rams. I think a lot of people will get at least two of Stafford, Karen, Kupp, and Nakua, right? And then I agree. That's a really good take, Jerry Matt. So I do kind of like that. Inverse it, right? Go spend your money on Carr, Kamara, Olave, right? And go play cheap Rams. That's a really good take, bro. Good take. Good take from Jerry Matt. Coming in, fucking throwing 97-mile-an-hour cut fastballs at me. In cash builds, is it good to have a mid-price captain to jam another high-price guy? Look, here's what I always feel about this, Mike. I love mid-price captains if they fit what I think the game's going to be. You never want to play a cheap captain or something like that. A lot of people will play defensive captains, right? Because it saves you so much money. You can go get 3 or 4 studs in that lineup. But if your game script doesn't have the defenses playing well, right? You think it's going to be a 28-27 shootout. Defenses almost never get there in games like that unless it's like a defensive touchdown, right? So I wouldn't do it just to save money at the captain. I would only do it if it fits my narrative, right? Like if you think the Saints are going to be ahead, I think Taysom Hill becomes more valuable and could be viable because I think you're going to see more running plays with him. I think they get more conservative. And he could probably, I just like Taysom Hill more when the Saints are ahead than behind. Or at least when it's competitive. How cheap for a captain would you go? I think the cheapest one I would give any real consideration to is probably Tyler Higbee. Probably, to me, there's just, I guess Jamal Williams if you're a real fucking sicko. No, I take that back. I think either of these defenses could be viable. These defenses are viable at those prices, at the captain spot, right? Especially the Rams, right? If you think that the Rams are going to get ahead and Aaron Donald's going to be pinning his ears back, getting Derek Carr will fold like a cheap lawn chair. What's up, Brock? All right, let's see. I like Taysom Hill games. What you think, big guy? I mean, look, Taysom Hill, I've already said, there's 2 ways I'm playing him. He's either going to be my captain or he ain't going to be in my lineup, Bob. That's how I feel about him. And I'm not saying he can't get there in a flex. That's just not how I like to use him. Nathan Drake, does Freeman fall in the box tonight? He could. He's more involved than you think. But man, Karen Williams has a just unbelievable role. And that guy doesn't get tackled at the one. He just always finds his way into the end zone. Guy's a bad man. Which defense should we go with tonight? I mean, all things being equal, the Rams are a better defense, but I think if you're just a leverage kind of guy, Drew, I think you go with the Saints, right? The Saints are legit going to be probably half the ownership of the Rams defense. So it just kind of depends on what your narrative is and how contrarian you want to be. Would it hurt the new guy to smash the like Steven gets it? I mean, we could still rally to 150 likes over here. I still see 42 people in here that haven't hit the like button, donkey dicks. All right, what's the preferred slate other than the main slate? What's the preferred slate other than the main slate? Oh, I love 3-game slates. I'm excited for the Monday Christmas slate, right? That's why I'm doing that weird show Sunday night, because I'm gonna be playing ho bunch of money in that, buddy. You best believe it, buddy. And by the way, I assume your wife's name is Joy. Joy to her. 'Tis the season. All right. Too cute going lower price captain. Lower price captain like Williams, Johnson, or Saints D to be more optimal with a stud. No, I mean, there's a lot of really good. I like the upper end plays this week. So if I can get 4 of them in my lineup by going with a cheaper captain, I don't mind it. But you can't just punt at captain to punt. If you go put Jimmy Graham at captain, let me go ahead and tell you how tonight's going to go. You're not going to fucking win. That's how tonight's going to go. So, like, you got to be strategic with who your captain's going to be. Is Derek Carr viable at the captain? Feels like the QBs haven't been as optimal. Yeah, I agree. Well, Alex, I say this a lot. Alec. Quarterbacks do not get to be the optimal captains near as much unless they have running upside. And Matthew Stafford and Derek Carr, 3-legged turtles with a turned ankle. All right, and a showdown, if you don't have a strong take on a narrative, what is the best play? Should you just go contrarian? Yes, Michael. Great question. I'm glad you won the drawing today. I think that's if you have no hot takes on the slate, then just get weird with it, right? If you're like, well, I have no idea how this is going to play out tonight, well, just go load up on the Saints. Go play the Saints kicker, the Saints defense, play Olave, play Kamara, play Carr, run it back with Cooper Kupp or Nakua or whoever you like from the Rams. Do you trust Olave tonight? Stewie, you got to realize I'm a Chris Olave slut, right? I mean, you can literally anagram the letters of his last name, and it's A Love, because I have a love for him in my heart. And I'm a slut for him. He's underpriced. I'll almost always play him. I will tell you, he's like, in my household, we call him Charmin because his ass is ultra soft. All right, does a bear shit in the woods? That's right. That's right, it does. All right, what's the lowest you go at captain? Already answered it. Is the cold brew more impactful with all this NFL action this week? I'm gonna need it. All these shows. And I got to do my giveaway. We're doing the big giveaway from everybody who filled out the survey. Got like 250 of you to fill it out. I appreciate all of you who did that. Although then I had to go read them all, and I was instantly filled with regret. Quit teasing me with golf. I mean, Nick, we love golf. I mean, football's great. I really have enjoyed football season, but Jesus, I need some golf. Right? I can't wait to fade Scotty Scheffler, and he's -7 through the first 8 holes on a Thursday. I'm like, well, on to Showdown. All right, what's grosser, 4-2 Saint stacks or a fruitcake? Oh, definitely a fruitcake. I wouldn't eat a fruitcake with your mouth and Nick chewing, pal. Have you got the dogs anything for Christmas? Oh, give the dogs something they get something every day. My dogs are spoiled as shit. Okay, I live like a poor, so my dogs can live on as kings, right? Literally, there's one like up here on a throne just looking down at me right now, condescending, being like, where is my 3 different types of lunch? All right, do you think Jimmy Graham is a sneaky dart throw? I mean, maybe in the flex you can get there, but damn, bro, that is some thin-ass margin, bro. Thin-ass margin. If you play Taysom Hill, what are the rules not to pair him with some Saints? Yeah, so if I'm playing Taysom Hill, I think that usually directly steps on the dick of Derek Carr, right? Unless you think he's going to catch the touchdowns from Derek Carr, right? But a lot of times he's rushing those touchdowns in or throwing those touchdowns, which are directly stepping on the dick of Derek Carr. I also don't love him paired with Kamara unless you think that the Saints are going to be playing from ahead, and maybe they could both get there if they're controlling the game pace. Do you build a $100 single entry different than you do a $5 single entry? No. This is a common thing, Cato, that people do. They say, oh shit, I'm playing higher stakes, I got to build it different. I play with the same reckless abandon when I do a $333 wildcat or when I'm doing a $15 entry with one of my people in the lottery, right? You have to play to win. And if you have enough conviction to play somebody in your $15 lineup, you should have enough conviction to play them in a 333. I'm not playing guys based on this guy or this play or whatever. I'm doing it built around how I think the game's going to play out. So my same logic that applies for a $5 lineup will apply to my $100 lineup. Olave captain with 5 Rams. Don't hate it, Bob. Don't hate it. Shaheed could definitely break the slate. Yes, I agree. Shaheed could break the slate. But $7,000, man, that is a premium. If Shaheed were $5,000, I'd be much more interested. But he's pretty pricey. Look at my dude, Julian in the house. If the Rams get ahead by 10 plus, are they more or less likely to pass? Less, right? Yeah, they'll run, play action, Cooper Kupp 60 yards over the top. Well, maybe Puka Nacua. Who knows? Would you play Johnson and Hill in the same lineup? Would you play? Yes, I think that those two could get there, right? Taysom Hill comes in, runs a package, and throws it to Johnson. I think that could get there. You're getting very, very into a script, but if that hits, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised because I don't think hardly anybody will have those two correlated together, right? But I do see a path that they could both get there. DeMarcus Robinson captain or nothing. I mean, if you want to, Nick, I don't love it. He just doesn't get enough volume. And if he were 3,000, this would be a different discussion. But 5,400, that's like an average price, right? Like that's a mid price, and he's gonna have to do something. Burley Funbags, don't recognize that name. Welcome, new guy. Best NFL podcast on the net. Why? Because you're not boring. Hey, thank you. I know at least 3 people that would agree with you. Do you think Atwell takes his 3 places back from Robinson? Maybe a split. Yeah, I do think Tutu coming back does hurt DeMarcus a little bit, but I think DeMarcus has really impressed that coaching staff, and I still plan on him. We are projecting him to still be the 3rd wide receiver above old Tutu Atwell. All right. Do you think it's okay to play Derek Carr doesn't finish the game? Yeah, I mean, you could, but don't go play Jameis Winston. I hate that playing backup quarterback shit. That is the thinnest of margins. It's so thin, it's called negative is what it's called. What's the best time to lock all access for 2024? Ooh, shoot me a DM. I'll answer that, right? Things are kind of complicated right now. There's some things in the works. All right, Karen is the captain with 5 Saints to be very different. Karen is a captain with 5 Saints to be very different. Yeah, I actually like that a lot, right? I do. We just saw it hit the other night, right? If you can get that guy, if he rushes for 2 touchdowns, 105 yards, catches 4 passes for 40 yards, could definitely get there. We just saw Jalen Hurts do it the other night. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Karen Williams, good. Guys, don't forget to go join my contest. Don't forget to do it. All right, Rick Rolled. I just gave a hard time seeing a slog today. That being said, is a 3-3 build going to be more popular than a 4-2? I think the 3-3 with a Rams at captain is going to be the most popular, and I think the second most popular is going to be a 4-2 with the Rams at the captain. That would be my guess, Rick Rolled. Jimmy Graham at captain? No. I mean, yes, but only if you enjoy losing money. Only if you enjoy losing money. That I don't know you and your finances, Kevin, so that's up to you. That's your own personal decision. Can't believe Graham had 6 catches this season for 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's an insane stat. I didn't even know that until somebody pointed that out to me today, which I haven't even verified. But kind of just thinking back in my head, it seems real. By the way, don't forget to hit the like. We have 169 people in here. Nice. Which is 13 squared, which I believe is a lucky number. 13's lucky. All right. Somebody took a like away. What a bitch. All right. What do you think about A.T. Perry? I think, funny thing is I used to teach at Perry. That's literally his fucking name. At Perry. Sorry, that just hit me real quick. I don't love these cheap Saint wide receivers, but with that being said, one of them can have 2 catches, 24 yards and a touchdown, and that could be there, right? I just don't trust them, right? I think weirdly enough, I think I'd rather play fucking Jimmy Graham than those ass clowns, but that's just me, man. I'm wrong all the time. Why not Karen Williams and the captain with a 4-2? Yeah, I don't mind that, C. Floyd. I think Karen Williams is a good one, and the Saints are trying to run it back. I think that makes a lot of sense. You can run. This is a common thing. Whenever I talk about 4-2 builds, like say you want to run 4 Saints and 2 Rams, it doesn't always have to be the captain from the 4 Saints. You can have one of the Rams be the captain, and that can make a lot of sense. You get this Ram who's just a complete usage monster like Jalen Hurts was last night, somebody else who does well, and then 4 Saints who all kind of get there or give you the price savings to make that lineup work, right? We're not trying to find the 6 guys who are going to score the most points tonight. We're trying to find the 6 guys who are going to score the most points per dollar and how those lineups work together, right? Because the guys who score the 6 most points tonight will likely be 6 guys that you could never have in a lineup together. That's why Will Dissly was in the winning lineup the other night. Not that Will Dissly had some great game, but you needed that pump piece to have all those expensive pieces that went off, right? All right, let's see. Carlito. All right, guys, it has been real. Do not forget, crazy schedule. Look at me one more time. Saturday at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. So we're doing it the day of the fucking games. The 2-game Saturday slate. Saturday, 11 a.m. That's in the Lord's time zone. Then I'll be back Saturday night to do my normal touchdown hoedown stream for the Sunday main slate. This is a lot. I'm going to repeat it again. And then the Monday slate, the NFL 3-game Monday slate for Christmas, I'm going to do Sunday night at 7:30. So right after the Sunday night football game locks, which is a shitty game. I think it's the Broncos and the Patriots or some shit like that. We will then go live and start talking about the 3-game Monday slate as we fucking are bored watching this game, thinking about how fun Monday is going to be, opening up presents, smashing eggnog, and playing a 3-game NFL slate the best. And once again, guys, do not forget to go check out TGen75. It is everything you need. We got weekly, monthly, annual. Encourage you to check it out. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Next time you see me, the Christmas music's rocking. I don't want to hear shit about the banjos not being there. They'll be back. It has been real, you motherfathers. For right now, I got to run because I'm like a gym bro and stuff. Later, motherfathers.